Most players use the king completely wrong. They pick an equipment combo, copy an attack from YouTube, and hope it works. But when the attack fails, they don't know why. And the truth is, it's not about skill. It's about using the wrong king setup for the wrong situation. The king has many equipment options, but most of them are traps. They look good, they sound strong, but they actually make your attacks worse. In this video, I'll show you how to choose the right king combination based on your attack style, your pets, and the base you're hitting. So instead of copying attacks, you'll finally understand what your king is supposed to do. If you've ever felt like your king does nothing in an attack, this video fixes that. Let's be honest, there are many king equipments in the game, but only a few of them actually work at high level. Some options are strong early, but completely lose value later. Others look powerful, but don't fit any real attack strategy. That's why, in practice, only a small number of king combinations are truly viable. And I'll explain each one, when to use it and when not to use it. So before talking about equipment, you need to understand one thing. Every king combination has a role. Some setups are made for the center of the base, others are made for the side, some are meant to die, others are meant to stay alive. If you use the right combo for the wrong role, your attack will always feel weak. Now that you understand this, let's start with the first combination, Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots. First question, which pet works best here? Without any doubt, Phoenix. And the reason is very simple. With this combo, the king has a very clear role. He is a tank. His job is to walk straight into the center of the base, absorb as much damage as possible, and yes, he will die. That's completely fine. Earthquake Boots break the walls. Spiky Ball deals massive burst damage. Send the king to the center, get maximum value, and accept that he will go down. This setup works best with spam attacks and with troops that are strong but cannot break walls on their own. Super Bowlers, Super Yetis, Super Witches, Electro Titans, they deal a lot of damage, but they need wall breaks, and they need something tanking. That's why Phoenix is perfect. It keeps the king alive longer. So when he reaches the center, Earthquake Boots activate, and Spiky Ball hits right after. Together, they clean an entire central section of the base. So remember this rule. If your army is tanky, deals damage, but cannot break walls, you send the king to the center. Spiky Ball, Earthquake Boots, Phoenix. That's how you get maximum value. This combo is even stronger at lower town halls. At higher town halls, you don't always reach key defenses, but at lower levels, Earthquake plus Spiky Ball can clear an entire section extremely fast. Ideally, drop the king close to defenses. That way, Earthquake damages walls and defenses at the same time, and Spiky Ball finishes everything right after. And this combo isn't only for spam attacks. For example, Warden Walk with super balloons. You send the king and queen alone. The king tanks and breaks walls. The queen cleans the base. It works very well too. However, this combo does not work with every army. For example, Root Riders and Meteor Golem. These troops already break walls, so Earthquake Boots lose value. That's why many pro players don't use this combo with Root Riders or Meteor Golem. Instead, they switch to the second setup. The second combo is Spiky Ball and Snake Bracelet. Here, the king does not go to the center. He stays on the side of the base. The goal is not for the king to die. The goal is to keep him alive for as long as possible, so the Snake Bracelet passive keeps spawning snakes. Over time, those snakes tank defenses, heroes, and clean an entire side of the base. For ground attacks, the best pet here is Frosty, Root Riders, Meteor Golem, ground-based armies. Frosty keeps the king alive, and with this combo, you want the king alive. On the side of the base, there is usually less splash damage. Because of that, the snakes tank cannons, archer towers, X-bows, and even heroes. The king tanks, the snakes tank. Frosty keeps everything alive. Huge value. While the king clears the outside, your army goes through the center. Perfect funnel. Clean attack, very strong combo. There is another variation of this combo using Fox instead of Frosty. This version works best for air attacks, especially dragons. Here's the key difference. Totem spells tank both air and ground damage. When the king becomes invisible with Fox, defenses retarget to the totem. That keeps the king alive much longer. With dragons, you need that protection. With Meteor Golem, you don't. That's why Fox works better for air attacks. In this league attack, you can see it clearly. The king stays alive, the totem is placed. If defenses start focusing the king, Fox makes him invisible again. Everything retargets to the totem. So when you attack with air armies and you use the king on the side, with dragons and multiple totems, this combo works extremely well. The king is always protected. Anytime he takes damage, defenses retarget and he keeps clearing the entire side. Huge value. Now let's talk about the last combo. This last combo depends more on the layout and on your strategy, but it is definitely not weak. Gauntlet and Rage. You use this combo when you want the king to create a funnel by himself. This funnel can take defenses, it can take heroes. With this combo, you also have two pet options. The first option is Phoenix. This works in very specific situations, especially when the base is easy to funnel or when there is a lot of damage or a hero inside the compartment. In this case, the king needs more time alive. Let me show you. Imagine you want to funnel this entire compartment. Gauntlet and Rage is extremely strong here. You drop the king, he takes the queen, he clears the entire area. You activate the ability, Gauntlet and Rage clean everything. He even keeps moving forward and clears more buildings. Look at the funnel the king creates by himself. He even takes a hero. After that, you can attack from below, from the top, or use a spam entry. When you have a closed compartment, especially with a hero inside, this combo is very strong. Yes, there are other ways to do this. Warden Walk, Fireball, Champion Walk, but these are often baited. Good layouts defend against them. They usually do not defend against Gauntlet and Rage. That's why this works. The other option is Angry Jelly. This works better when there isn't much damage. Here, you want control. You want a safe funnel. Angry Jelly forces the king to focus only on defenses. That helps him enter the compartment. Sometimes there is a hidden Tesla behind. That can pull the king outside. You don't want that. Angry Jelly prevents it. You drop the king. He goes in, he clears everything. You didn't spend anything else. Since the damage is low, the king survives long enough. He creates a huge funnel. This funnel can be used for a top entry or a side entry. You didn't need Fireball. You didn't need Champion Walk. This setup is more common in pro play, especially when players suspect traps or protected sections, and it is not weak. To prove that, here is an attack from P. Castro. In this attack, he drops the king on the side, breaks the wall, and sends the king inside. He uses Gauntlet and Rage instead of Fireball. He creates a wedge from the side. The king clears the entire area. He even takes the clan castle. Huge value. Then he continues the attack by spamming from the right side. So yes, Gauntlet and Rage works very well, even with Meteor Golem. So that's it. Now you understand when each king combo works, but sometimes you don't have the right equipment. Sometimes the combo doesn't fit the base. Now you can adapt. You have a solid understanding of the best king combinations. In the future, I'll cover the other heroes. If the meta changes, I'll update everything. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys.